Hello and welcome back to the channel. Sadly, my father passed away in 1st of November, which meant all of November went away with me trying to sort out this estate. And then December trying to catch up with stuff. So I've basically not done any photography. Long shot is I've been left a little inheritance. It's not life-changing, but definitely life-enhancing. So I'm trying to decide what to do now. I've got a little battle between the head and the heart at the moment. Head is telling me that upgrade your existing Nikon Z system, go up to a Nikon Z Mark II or a Nikon Z8 and a couple of lenses. Unfortunately, my heart's saying, no, get a new camera system, get a medium format, something like a Fuji GFX100 with a couple of lenses. So I think I'm going to have an interesting few days deciding what to do. Stick around and see what I decide. Well, the heart got the better of my head, obviously, and I went out and bought myself a medium format camera. In this case, I got myself a Fuji GFX100S Mark II, which is a 100 megapixel camera. I also got the kit lens, which is a 35mm to 70mm zoom lens. Now, I'm not really familiar with medium format, so I'm going to play around with this camera before I decide what other lenses I should buy for this system. I'm going to take the camera out now and play with it and see what my first impressions are of it. I'm out on the River Dart and I'm going to try out this camera now. The light conditions, as usual, were a bit flat, but that shouldn't stop me enjoying the wonderful location and playing with the camera. Now, it's not the first time I've tried this camera. I tried it out a couple of days ago during a dog walk. All right, so this is the very first photo I took with the GFX100S II. About 10 minutes before I took the shot, the light was absolutely perfect. I was out on a dog walk and had to sprint back to the house to grab my camera. Even though I missed the best light, when I saw the detail in this shot, I was completely blown away. It gave me that same wow feeling I had years ago when I made the jump from an APS-C camera to the full-frame Nikon D3. I've lined up a handheld shot of this bridge behind me. I'm going to try out the Ibis. It's supposed to be good for 8 stops. Let's see. The bridge shot. Yeah, it's a bit on the boring side, but wow, the image quality from the GFX100S II really stands out. Now, when I turned the other way, I found a few more interesting compositions to work with. Stick around, because at the end of this video, I'll include a slideshow featuring all the images I captured, plus their raw versions. So I'm going to walk on a bit through the bridge. I think there's a better view to be had of this bridge. Well, as I said, on this side has a lot better view of the bridge. This time I'm going to try and get low to the ground for the shot. I'm also going to probably have to stack the images together to join up the foreground and the background nicely so there's a good depth of field. Right, let me show you what's on the back of my camera. This is the view through my viewfinder right now. Yep. The camera's in moody mode. Apologies if it's a little out of focus, but you get the idea. The photo from this side of the bridge is definitely an improvement over the last shot, but to be honest, the composition still feels a bit uninspiring. Let's see what else I can find. Well, I'm really enjoying this side of the river. I haven't been here before, and I'm loving the shades of green. Now, I haven't really taken any photography since November because of various family issues that I mentioned in the start of the video, but yeah, I'm really like being outside again. Well, and the light might not be perfect. I know I've harped on about that in the video before, but yeah, I'm just happy. I wasn't the only one making the most of the river today. There were dog walkers, hikers, and even a few brave souls out kayaking in the chilly water. No. So anyway, I found another composition of this river, and I really like it. I like the trees overhanging, I like the rocks in the foreground. What I don't like is the masses of white sky, bland white sky. Now, this camera has a number of crop modes, and one of them is a X-Pan kind of crop, which I think is a 65 by 24. If I'm wrong, I will put it up on the screen. But it means I can crop out the sky and give myself a very long letterbox format. Now, if I don't like that crop, I can then get rid of it in post, so I've lost nothing. I'm really happy with this shot. The letterbox crop format frames it so well. It just works. And the best part, if I ever change my mind about the crop, I can easily tweak it later in Lightroom. Super handy. I reworked the previous scene, this time putting more focus on the foreground rock. I spent some extra time processing it in Photoshop. The files from the Fuji GFX100S II are absolutely massive, and honestly, my computer had a tough time keeping up. Unfortunately, because this is a new lens, I don't have a step-up ring for my filters, so I can't use any of my polarizing filters at the moment, but it hasn't been a problem so much. But I have decided what lens I think I'm going to get next. Obviously going to be expensive. It's the 20 to 35mm. I'm really missing a wide-angle lens at the moment, so that will be my next purchase, probably in a few months. Well, I ventured to the other side of the bridge again, and I found this location for my next shot. Now, last time I came down here, the river was actually overflowing these rocks. It was so high, and there was no way I was going to get a picture then. But today, it looks almost perfect. I'm going to call this photo a successful scouting mission. This location has loads of potential, and I bet if I come back another time of year with a wider angle lens, I'll be rewarded with an even better composition. Well, disappointing. I don't think I got the photograph that I had quite in mind for this location. My lens didn't go wide enough, so yeah, I want to get that 20 to 35 lens in a couple of months, and hopefully I'll revisit this area and get the shot that I wanted. Anyway, it might be a composition here too. I'm going to try a quick handheld shot. If it's any good, I'll then set up a tripod and take it from there. Earlier this year, I photographed this spot and created a panorama by stacking multiple images. But this time, I kept it simple. A quick handheld shot of this tree and its amazing root structure. Well, it's definitely got potential, but I think I'm not going to waste my time setting up a tripod just yet. I'm going to walk on a bit further. I'm just about to call this a day, so I'm going to set up for my last photo in this location, and yeah, see how it goes. And here it is, my final shot of the day. All in all, it's been a fantastic day out. I'm leaving with at least one image I'm really happy with, which is honestly more than I expected when I first started out this morning. Well, I've had a good old play with the GFX, and I've really loved being out in the open again, first time really since November. So anyway, going to go back to the office and see what the pictures are like, and obviously have that obligatory bacon sarnie. So as I said in the video, I've really enjoyed being back in the woods and by the river again. It's been a long time. I think the last time was probably the 31st of October. So yeah, a long time. Now, playing with this camera, I've really enjoyed it. I'm struggling to use it still. I'm still learning my way around the menu, but it's pretty intuitive. So I'm getting there. Looked at the images on the computer, and they're fantastic. Now, most of the images I've just quickly processed in Lightroom and just did the auto adjustment. Now, on one or two images, I've taken a bit more time with them and gone into Photoshop. Now, here lies the first problem I've got jumping up to a new system. The files are massive, and my computer's quite old. It's 5 years old, and it's beginning to creak a bit, and it really struggled with these files. So as I said, I only processed a couple, and I think I'm going to have to get a new computer in the future. Now, anyway, that's more or less the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later in the next video. In the meantime, here's the slideshow of the photos I took